Notice when returning to the pre-processing environment, the report for the main system is no longer available. This is because the main system has just previously been recalculated within the SOFiSTiK Structural Desktop environment, and both environments communicate to a shared central database file we call the CDB file. The CDB file has now been updated with the latest information from the SOFiSTiK Structural Desktop. So, at this point, to demonstrate, we will briefly return to the SOFiSTiK Structural Desktop. Here, we'll reduce the window so we can recap and highlight the two methods used to export and calculate the main system. Recalling the central database, the central store location of data in the background, we can write data to the CDB through the pre-processing environment or the SOFiSTiK Structural Desktop environment. This is similar to working in a SOFiSTiK SOFA+ environment. Autodesk is the preprocessor where modeling, load application, and system export is handled. In this BIM workflow, similar capability is provided. We can also execute an analysis of the system which also writes information directly to the central database file. If we want to export only the system without analysis to the structural desktop, we can simply deactivate a number of the analysis tasks and leave a minimum request to generate only the mesh and apply the loads. Processing of only that data occurs to allow a later analysis calculation to be performed directly in SSD. So, if we now select and right-click the main system and select Calculate, we only generate the mesh and export the load cases ready for further calculation in SSD. You will observe the task is executed much quicker as analysis of the load cases or combinations have not been conducted. This is useful when you want to only observe the meshed quality of a model. When we return to the SOFiSTiK Structural Desktop and refresh the system and attempt to visualize the behavior, it's not possible because the existing analysis results are superseded by the export of only the meshed system. In SSD, we can now ask the Structural Desktop to calculate the system, again by selecting the group task, and with a right click, choosing Calculate from the drop-down menu. After a successful calculation, we can return to the viewer, and now observe the behavior for the basic load cases. The viewer also reports basic results data. Here, we can see the total sum of the reaction of the system and the maximum displacements for the basic load case. This provides quick and valuable feedback and sense checking of your structure before progressing further. We can also start the animator to observe behavior of the load case. The viewer also has extensive visualization options that allow rapid feedback of the model, for example, observing and checking grouping assignment, design elements, tower definition, center of mass locations, and much more. We'll revisit the viewer as we progress through the course and continue to explore its capabilities where it will help us with observing correct model definition, behavior, and undertake basic sense checks. We now conclude our introduction and familiarization of navigating and executing analysis from both the Autodesk pre-processing and SOFiSTiK Structural Desktop environments. You've also been introduced to the basic navigation of the SOFiSTiK Structural Desktop and how to access reports. You have gained an understanding of how both environments work together in accessing and writing data to the central database file. We'll continue to cover more of the features in both platforms as we progress through the modules.